one. It's a damn good time.
Podcast.
Damn good time. Damn good time. You know, I just wanted to showcase my singing abilities.
Yeah,
I thought maybe like the record executive out there might be missing what everything I have to offer.
Nope, they just shut this shit down immediately.
You know, I mean, hey, you don't know. But like, that's the voice of the new generation right there. This guy needs to be a pop star because I want
We'll synchronize him with AI. That'd be perfect.
Auto-tune. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
Yeah, I'm Cody Adams.
And this is the Damn Good Time Podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hit him with it. Did you cue the music out?
I didn't do shit.
Oh, well, it just stopped.
I know.
That's-
Right in the middle of me going, ba, 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 ba.
Oh, 'cause
we
it
hit
was-
it perfectly.
It was the end of the song.
Yeah, nailed it. We always playing shit.
I didn't realize that song ended that abruptly. Bam! I thought you planned that.
No.
You twisted a knob over there.
I was like slowly starting to turn it down, and then all of a sudden it just went, ah, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, that's right. We planned it that way.
Yeah, we planned it, and we planned it because we're not talking about it right now.
And this isn't a bit. Well, yeah, this isn't a bit. We're not doing a bit.
Every time we knock something out of the park like that, and we time it perfectly with songs and
it's-
shit, we decide to talk about it instead of just
Yeah.
rolling with it.
Yeah.
Good job, Steve.
Well, because it surprises us as much as it surprises you.
Oh, these guys got their shit together. Nope.
No.
What's up? How you
Not
doing?
much.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Looking good.
Oh, thanks.
all
You
I
too,
know.
baby. Oh, man. I'm blushing over here now. Nothing like a nice compliment to start your day, you know?
You know, compliments are good.
Yeah.
You know, and then men to men, it just doesn't happen very much. You know, everybody be like, I like your shirt or something like that, but they're never like, hey, you just look good today.
I don't know if anybody else caught that or if the camera caught it, but there's a goddamn ladybug on my fucking mic.
Eat them.
And it just went, what? Oh, there it goes.
There he is.
Yeah,
There he
that's cool. That makes for good production. Thanks, ladybug.
He's here to support us. He's
Didn't
giving us good
distract
luck.
me at all.
We got one more follower in the room.
But
like,
back to what you were saying before I got distracted. Like, yeah, dude. Like, that's one thing I love most about our friend group is the male camaraderie factor.
Right.
You know, it's, I don't know. It's one of those things. I think it's kind of history long. There's a guy. Have you ever checked out Will Blunderfeld
Oh.
on X?
No.
And I think he has his own website, and he has male retreats where you can dig deep into your manliness.
Gotcha.
But it's the weirdest way to do it. It's not like if you and me, if we were like, we're gonna start a male retreat, we're gonna shoot guns, blow something up,
Eat steaks.
Yeah.
We're grilling.
We're gonna eat meat, smoke meats. We're gonna set something on fire, break
Right.
something. You know,
Drink some
this
beer.
guy's This guy's like, yeah, we're gonna do yoga. We're gonna drink our own piss. Ball cupping. We're all gonna get nude. He's like, because like the old samurais and the old Romans, you know, before they went to battle, they would do ball cupping rituals where they would each like grab each other's testicles and take some of their testosterone from them, and they'd cup their testicles, and then they'd sniff it on their hands, so they get
What the fuck?
they would get their aura, their testosterone. Like, oh my God, we're not signing to an X, or else I would look him up right now, and I bet you the first video would be wild. He also does self-affirmation videos.
Okay.
I'm stealing a lot of this from another podcast that I listen to.
That's fine.
Them dabbling into him. I've never actually viewed it myself, but there's videos of him ejaculating and eating it.
Okay.
And afterwards, he's like, I am strong. I am pure. I am a man. Like, it's self-affirmation. It's loving yourself. I mean, And that the way he says, like, how can you love yourself if you haven't tasted your own cum or drank your own piss?
I mean,
And he'll piss into a jar and then drink it and then even like rub it on his skin because it's good for you. From what he says. I'm just saying, from what he says.
I've heard that from sources that like piss and or cum are both like sterile things that are good for your skin because your body, when you let's just go with urine because I've heard about urine and cum. You know, I think dudes just make that up so we can cum on women's parts.
Yeah.
Or dudes' parts, whichever, whichever way you go.
Whatever parts you want to come on. We say this comes good for you. Yeah. It's
full of protein.
I always thought that was a trick until this guy starts eating his own, and he's like,
hey, maybe he's just really broing out.
yeah.
He's trying to help people with fetishes. But
I don't know his angle, but he wants to betterment the male. He's like, we're not being manly enough.
I don't know about drinking my piss and eating my cum makes me more manly.
From what he says, it does. Or it's like, when was the last time you saw your bro's mushroom tip? You know, like men should do that more often. Guys just get around and like they get naked and they look at each other's mushroom tip and they even touch it and like cup their balls, sniff it, smell their aura, get a little bit of that in there. It's good for your testosterone. And he's like. The samurais did it back in the day.
All right, well, they're all gone.
Ball cupping rituals and nipple touching. And
we invented guns and they lost.
So
they got Indiana Jones the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And honestly, I know I'm not botching the name. It's Will Blunderfeld. I know he's on X from the podcast I listened to. They stole all his clips from there and played them. And yeah, check it out if you want to be more of a man.
Well,
so then
there's different stuff we do. Like, you know, obviously me and you, like, we hug every time we see each other.
Yep.
We say I love you on the phone when we
all
hang
the time.
Up. And, you know, and a lot of people would have some sort of homophobia to that, right?
Yeah.
Like there's certain dudes like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
But every dude at the end of the day has smacked another dude on the ass.
Yeah.
And whether it's in baseball or in a sporting event, it's like
giving a titty twister to a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, bean dipping used to be a thing, and I kind of want to bring it back where you just grab a tit and you like bean dip. You give it a little bean dip. So I cup your breasts every once in a while. I tap your ass.
Everybody's done something jokingly, but you're doing it jokingly and lovingly at the same time.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had to smell a titty.
I had to smell it to get your essence.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. I have your aura now. Yeah. I have, but that'd be my estrogen.
I can feel
my man titty.
I can feel my testosterone building now. Well, no, it's your scent, your musk comes. You know, you have sweat glands in your tits.
Yeah. Everybody's a little bit different, you know.
But yeah, we don't go that hardcore, but we do. We always love to affirm each other and say like, yeah, dude, oh my God, you're looking good today. I like your outfit. You know.
Yeah.
And it might sound gay, but I think it's awesome because I do believe that there's a lot lacking in a lot of society nowadays. You want to be too butch. You want to be too manly. You're like, oh, what did you just put fuck you, and you roll around in dirt and like, yeah, I'm a man. You know, that's what I do. But like, give a fucking hug. You know?
Yeah.
And then even I think women should do it more too because you hear so much about women are like I don't understand why a man can wear the same outfit and go out 2 weeks in a row where I have to find another dress. And literally all men are out there like, you're doing it for the other women.
I think,
no man in the world is going to be like, you wore that dress last week. I'm not attracted to you. Where everyone's
I kind
like,
of say that women do it too much, though. That's the problem. Because they're also like, oh, I love that top, or I love those shoes. Or they pick one item instead of just being like, damn, you look good in general. You know what I mean?
Also, and I know and I'm probably speaking out of turn here, but I do believe that there are some women out there that will like, oh, I love those shoes. I love that for you. And then like behind their back, like, those shoes are fucking stupid. Did you see that bitch? You see the fucking shoes you wore? Like, oh my God, I love your shoes. They're so great. That bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
that didn't match her outfit at all.
Yeah, what the fuck is she thinking wearing them fucking shoes with that clutch?
There's definitely women and men out there that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Too, like, hey, nice boots, man. I really like those boots. And they're like, What are those? Yeah. Walmart boots or what? Like some bullshit. Whatever.
I don't know, but I'll break balls as a dude. I'll be like, nice shirt. Would you get it at a fucking thrift store? I'll say it to the face. That's right. That's the difference I think with men is like, it's like if I didn't like your shirt, like, oh, that's fucking, would you find it at the pants store?
Like, you are turning 40, you old piece of shit.
Yeah. Dumb shit like that. Yeah. I won't say anything behind your back that I would never say to your face.
Right, but I think there's like some truth to it, right? So it's just like, when somebody's like being truthful and they're not. Like, so it's just like, hey, Steve, nice lobster shirt.
Yeah,
I like that, but it's also like, not like I would never wear it, but that kind of back end comment that always comes out.
Yeah, it's that backhanded compliment where it's like. Oh, that looks good on you, but I don't think I could pull it off.
Right.
Not everybody can wear that shirt, but you do it well. But that's the difference between me and I think I'll tell you what the fuck's on my mind.
Yeah. But here's okay. So this is kind of what I was getting at too. It's like it's not so much your boys complimenting you too. It's like just like if you're walking down the street and you see a dude, be like, dude, you look good. Like,
yeah.
No homo, but you look good or whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That boosts somebody's spirits up. If a hot chick walked by and was like, ooh, I really like your shirt, I'd be like, get out of here, prostitute.
Yeah. And I might be towing a little line here, but you ever get a compliment from a black dude about your wardrobe?
Yeah, but I was wearing something like.
But doesn't it make you feel really good about it? Like your boys, your white boys, your friends will be like, "Hey man, I like your fit, looking good."
Yeah, I mean,
hey, those are good pants. I'm like, "Where'd you get that at?" I want to buy one of those, but I don't want to steal your flavor or style.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, some hot chick is like, "Oh, you just want money," but like a black dude's like, "Dude, looking sharp." Like,
yeah,
it's like, "Fucking right, I am, bro." Dude.
That's right. I got my orange alligator shoes on.
Dude. I got that track.
I literally have those, so that wasn't like trying to make something up that was weird.
Yeah, you got
that's
when I got my compliment. You got the orange gates.
But I think in our mind, and I feel like in a lot of people's minds, that the African American community dresses like they will spend their money and they will take the time to dress. Where me and you are just like, let's go to Marshalls and find some clothes.
Yeah. But if you get that cool shit, and like your boys will be like, "That's a good outfit." And like, yeah, thanks. I know it's nice. But then, like you said, like a certain African American person, it's like, damn, even like a chick, like, damn, honey, you looking good. Like, fuck yeah. It just hits you different, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it hits you different.
Well, that's just a little bit of what we've been subjected to over our lives of how, it's like we felt like that racism and that stuff that we've had to deal with. Not we had to deal with, but that was put on other people, and then we kind of. Which feel that we know that style and we know that shit from like TV and we know that from commercials and stuff. So it just makes you feel good because it's like, it's just different.
And I do believe it's one of those weird kind of stereotypes.
We are like a line.
we live in bumfuck T County, right?
Right.
A bunch of hillbilly dudes. No offense to you hillbilly dudes.
We're part of you.
Yeah. It's ingrained in us. But we like to be cultured. We like to step outside of that shit. And I do believe even as a kid, you see rap videos and shit. You see the rap culture that kind
flashy.
That culture too. It's like, you remember the first time you sagged your pants on purpose? You know what I mean? Like now, I don't know. I'm too fucking 40-year-old white dude where it's like I gotta have them up around my waist with a belt around.
They just
keep
sag normally now. I don't have to do anything. They're just sag.
I just remember as a kid going to the basketball courts and like, let me drop these shorts down a little bit. Let me drop these shorts down a little bit. Like untie my sneakers, turn my hat sideways, maybe do a little code speak. So I'm like, what's up, my dudes?
That cultural thing that we kind of grew up because it was like that. It was a good period of time, right? So you basically had the. I mean, not that it was happening a little bit before, but it was just like that was like a better time. I feel like
it was the hip hop rise up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And not to equate it, I actually wanted to talk to this. It's going to be a segue.
Jeez, we're talking racism.
Well, I watched the P Diddy doc on Max.
Oh,
which I think it's too soon to put out a doc because we don't know what the fuck. Right. Still don't know what the fuck the ending of the story is.
And how many people?
But I think they tried to rush to get the beginning of the story. So they kind of showed that whole kind of hip hop uprising.
Yeah.
And how he became this fucking megalodon, dude. Like, and then they started showing the abuse, and then they started showing the shit. But it was like, it's weird to think because like we grew up in that era.
Oh, I love.
It's like fuck, dude. I remember that.
I love Diddy. You know that.
Yeah,
I love Diddy, Biggie.
Because it's bad boys for life. Yeah. We ain't go with
Mace. All those guys, like.
But that being said, we don't love Diddy anymore.
No,
we loved him then.
If Diddy was Diddy and
yeah,
something a little too young, then no, obviously.
Yeah, with power becomes great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, and he
wasn't responsible.
I
man.
don't doubt any of this shit anymore because it's just like that.
Yeah,
these people get too much money; they can literally bang anybody they want. And this, this is like the Epstein Island. This is Diddy.
Yeah,
this is like all this weird shit coming out. It's like you guys were in the wrong period because no, we didn't have cell phones and stuff back then, but we had a lot of video cameras. And now this old footage and all this old stuff's coming up. And there were still computers, and there was still like...
When you can have everything doesn't satisfy anymore.
Right.
So you want more. And I do believe that's... And then when you become in a position of power like that, then you start trying to manipulate people to... It's not necessarily that that's what you want, but what you want is to dehumanize them.
Yeah.
More so. You want to it seems like when you see more of these documentaries, you see more of this shit, it's like what their focus is on is ruling over people.
You want what you're kind of like, I think you get that much money, it's like
they want to turn them into a pet.
What's not legal, what you're not supposed to have, but you have so much money, you're like, I don't care. I can have it anyway.
And I do believe just from watching that doc, it's more of like I have this power over you. Do whatever the fuck I say.
Right.
Hey, guess what? You're going to take a bunch of drugs, and these other dudes are going to do that. So, and we're going to film it. Sorry. Yeah. Well, not even sorry. It's like, because I told you so. And I do believe it's one of those. I heard Mark Cuban on a podcast say, like, if you're unhappy poor, you're going to be unhappy rich.
Right.
But if you're happy poor, and you're, it's kind of the same thing. If you're happy poor, then you're going to be happy rich. Or if you're a shitty person when you're poor, you're going to be a shitty person when you're rich.
I think we kind of talked.
I don't really.
We've done so many episodes, but I think we kind of talked before, like how many people have won like the Mega Millions or the Powerball and got hundreds of millions of dollars, and then literally in 10 years are bankrupt because they don't know what to do.
Yeah,
they just start spending their money, giving it away. They're giving away like crazy,
right?
And they're hitting all these tax hits, and they don't realize that. They don't understand that. Like, hey, I'm just like, if I hit the Powerball, it's like, here, Steve, here's $1 million. Well, guess what? That $1 million just became $700,000.
Yeah, taxable income that I have to claim.
Yeah, so like that's not good
unless we can launder it. Here's a car wash.
There's a lot of things you can do.
Here's a car wash. Here's a nail salon. Here's a business that primarily deals with cash, and then push a couple extra. You sold 3 car washes today? Nope, you sold 15.
Hey, do you not want to work for the next rest of your life?
Right.
You can still work, but I'm going to hire you in this company, and I'm going to send you a paycheck.
Yeah.
But you're still, again, paying taxes.
Well, and that's even the thing is like so many people think like you get the money, you're done. You win, you're done. It's like, you got to live, man.
Yeah.
You got to live, and if anything, you shouldn't just stop working. You should... I was talking to a guy at work. He loves fishing. He's like, you know what? If I had all the money in the world, all I could do is fish. And I want to be like, well, you can just do that right now. Honestly, it doesn't take,
You can go buy a boat and you can start a business out of it.
Yeah, and so that's what I told him. I was like, well, but you're smart enough. If you did make that money, all you do is fish, but you can turn it into business. You have the bait and tackle shop. You do charter boat. You have people...
Right.
Come to you and pay you money to take them out on a fishing trip. Like you would still turn that into a business. Like, but at that point, it doesn't seem like work, but you could still work. Yeah. But too many people are like, oh, if I won a lottery, I'm never working again. Like, well,
You're always working on something.
You're going to have something to do. Might as well make money doing it.
Yeah. I mean,
I just sit there and restore classic cars. Fucking sell them.
Yeah, make the money. Do something. I mean, put your money into an investment and just put your money into like your passion, whatever the hell it is. And you're like, well, all I like to do is play video games. All right, become a full-time streamer.
Yeah.
Like,
stream it.
Whatever.
Either that or build up an account and sell it.
All I want to do is go around to restaurants and eat. All right.
Food critic.
Be a food critic.
Yeah.
Whether you make it or not. Like
that one's a little harder because you have to know how to write.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Not a food critic. Just be a YouTube or TikTok person. And pay somebody to walk around with you. Because at least you can write some of that off.
Yeah. That also being said, too, like some people are like, oh, you could just, I wish I could just sell pictures of my feet online and make a lot of money. Like, well, you can. Like, you can't. Who wants to see my feet? Who wants to see any feet? First off, who wants to see any feet? Secondly, if yours are weird, they probably like that more. All you got to do is put some effort into it. It's not as easy as just post some pictures. You got to, like,
there's one dude on OnlyFans that puts up this fake girls generated pictures all the time.
AI generated shit?
And like talks to dudes and stuff.
Yeah.
And he has like millions of followers on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And is making insane money. And all he is a fake woman. It's like, and people are paying him.
And
paying him.
That comes back full circle because that dude, the people that pay him don't have good friends that give you good affirmation, give you bro hugs, say, hey man, I like your dress, I like your look. Hey, you're looking. What'd you lose a couple pounds, man? Like, are you looking strong? You been at the gym? Like, oh, I love you, bro. Give him hugs. Like, hey man, I miss you. Or even a simple text like, miss you. Haven't seen you in a while. Those guys don't have that, so they're starved for that. So it's fucking.
It's just immediate.
It turns into a huge profit for a guy that's like, all I got to do is sit here and type on my keyboard a bunch of days. Yeah, you look good, honey. I love you. You know? And it's some fake woman giving.
You want to see what I'm wearing? Pay me $5. You know, like whatever the hell goes on there. It's like, and say, I mean, I did a little bit of investigation into it because I was. Like, I mean, I think everybody does. Is you're like, what is this, and why is everybody obsessed with it? So like, I started looking into it.
Yeah. And now you remember.
No, I'm not a member of anything. I will tell you that. I'm not paying anybody for that. That shit's free.
Yeah.
Like, but I think the newer generations are going to be addicted to that type of shit.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that. I mean, you're seeing that. And it's not going to be weird for a 16-year-old boy to have some kind of think he's in some sort of stripper online. I mean, they're basically strippers because they're just trying to suck your money dry.
Well, and like within the next 20 years, we're probably going to have super realistic sex robots.
Yeah, and you just put the money in for your parents' credit card, and then all of a sudden you're spending $1,000 for this girl to give you a virtual sex through a robot. Whatever the hell happens, I don't know.
I think the weirdest thing it's going to be like, yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend. Your girlfriend? Yeah. She just doesn't get me anymore. It's like, so that robot in your room.
You can't you reprogram her?
Do you have to reprogram, put a different wig on? Like, what do we got to buy a new face now?
No, I'm going to get this new Asian model. You could like, for the price of that, you just like bring one over here.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, your boy, you may have one or two good dude friends, and they're like, well, hey man, since you're not using it anymore, you want to fuck my ex? You mean to tell me you're gonna fuck my ex? You can't fuck my ex. We're gonna fight right now. You can't do that. It's like, yeah, but you're not. What are you gonna do with it? You're not using her. Yeah, but she's nothing to me now. None of my friends can fuck. She's like some dude on Facebook Marketplace or some shit, and then they keep stalking that dude. Like, oh, look at them, so happy together. That's gonna be the fucking next thing, dude. Because that's what we use, or at least like that's what kind of the generation uses Facebook for. It's like kind of stalk your ex. It's like look at how happy they are with him. Like, oh fuck that bitch.
Yeah,
that guy's got to be miserable right now. I know what she's like on that trip or whatever. Blah 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 blah. And it's like. That guy over there with my robot took her to fucking Spain. That bitch. You probably didn't know what happens when you hit that button.
And we're heading close to like this idiocracy, Terminator,
100%
type. All these movies that have prepped us for the Matrix, prepped us for all this shit, and we're heading damn near close to that with the invention of not the invention of, but AI being what it is, and they're like, oh, if you hook it to a supercomputer now, then it's going to eventually, once it's able to be free and self-learn, then we will have sex robots and idiots fighting over them.
Yep.
But we also will have...
I loved her better than you.
And I just walk up with a screwdriver and poke it, and it just resets me. Hello.
Yeah. And then your new Asian model's like, why are you looking at your ex-robot's profile? Shut up, bitch. Stay off my phone. I can see all your data.
I got to use one here. I just replaced her parts or his parts, and we only got 1,200 hours on her.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but she's not self-cleaning, and I didn't do any of the prep work for you. But anyway,
I like them that way.
So I do kind of want to rewind back to the Diddy thing. The one thing I really wanted to talk about is on the Max doc, they brought in his personal chef, this chick. And she's like, oh, since all this came out, I went and got my diaries, and I must have blocked so much of this out because I forgot about a lot of this stuff. There's that fucking bug again. And she's like, and it's hard for me to talk about this. And then she goes on to basically describe the everyday life of every chef ever.
Okay.
Where it's like, bitch, why is it so hard to cook food? It's like, I was shocked. Like this fucking sucks. What's for dessert? And she's like, fruit. It's like, fruit? I want something different. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, he was so abusive. I'm like, dude, that's every fucking chef ever. That's everybody's ever worked in the goddamn kitchen industry. I'm sorry. Because it's not like she was like, oh, I got, I was forced into the sexual thing, or I was forced into that, and it was non-consensual, or anything like that. Because there's a lot of people on the doc say shit like that, but she was just like, he was mean to me. It's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, how much were you getting paid? Yeah, shut up.
First off, probably a lot. Yeah. Secondly, that's literally every fucking chef and every food service worker, every front of the house person. You go up to the table like, here's your meal, sir. Even a server, here's your meal. I didn't order fucking chicken. This is fucking stupid. What are you, dumb? You can't bring me the fucking food? Like, just go work in a food service industry. That's what this bitch went through. And she's like, she's painting him like a monster. I'm like, well, no. That's...
Yeah, but they also were like, hey, we'll pay you $50,000 to be on this show. And she's like, yeah. Okay.
Tell me about the worst thing he ever did. He's like, he said, my dish was good.
Like, so give me some new food.
He didn't like the way it tasted, so he threw it on the floor. Like, yeah, you get that in any goddamn restaurant ever. Like, that's not new.
Why'd they even put that on the show then?
I wanted to talk to the producers about that. I wish I could talk to the producers about that thing. There's also, and not to slight anybody's experience or what the fuck they went through. There's also a couple people where they're like, so like bodyguards and personal assistants, and like, why'd you let this happen? Like, well, I felt powerless. You were getting fucking paid, dude.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. You knew what you were getting into. Like, there's one lady like, oh, he took me out on yachts, and he did this and he did that because he was courting me, and then he turned dark because he wanted to have sex. And it's like, wait, what? You don't think that was the main thing in the first place? So there's
this whole episode's getting canceled.
Well, and I want to preface this by saying, or I want to follow up by saying, I do not condone anything this guy did. A lot of shit he did was monstrous, but I do believe, that's why I said that the documentary came out too early, because you need to talk to the real people that hurt, and there's a couple people that were just peppered in there where it's like, you know what's going on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think
fucking know what you signed up for.
I think most people know what's going on when they, do that. But then you're also, it's a touchy subject, right?
Yeah,
it's just a touchy subject, and yes, no, we respect women and we love women, but it's a thing where yes, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I get to go to a Diddy party. That's all fucking awesome.
Right.
But you're not going there expecting you're going to bang people. But then all of a sudden that pressure is put on you, right?
Right.
So it's like, yes, in a way, but also that should not have to be an obligation. So
right.
I get where that comes from too.
And it's also one of those things, honestly, I'm talking out my ass because I have absolutely no idea how Hollywood works. You think there's a lot of people. You think but it is kind of a closed circle where it's like this one guy is like his personal assistant. Like, well, if it didn't, what am I going to do? And everybody's like, you could be a personal assistant for anybody else. But like, once like you get blackballed by Diddy for not doing what he says, like, who the fuck are you going to work for next? Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a tight circle.
Yeah, you're making fucking $500,000 a year.
Everybody else out there interviewing for, the personal assistant to the next rapper is going to be like, oh, I saw him in line. He didn't do what Diddy said. I'll do what you said. Yeah. Give me the money.
Right.
So then you get blackballed. You're looking for work and shit, and you gotta pay bills. Everybody's got to pay bills.
Yeah, and you got used to a lifestyle of getting paid. $250,000 a year, $500,000. Yeah. Who knows how much money? Some of these people are getting paid, but
yeah, I mean, dude was a fucking billionaire.
Right. So he could just throw money around. Doesn't matter.
I'm sitting there thinking like a millionaire is outrageous.
Right.
Could you imagine a fucking $1 billion?
You don't. You're like, hey, yeah, I need you to be my personal assistant. Okay, how much you pay? I don't know, how's a $250,000 sound to you a year? Is that all right? Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Bring me lube and drugs. Go to the store, get me lube and drugs. And you're like, okay, sure.
Everything, I mean, obviously this is just Steve watched the show and then we're just talking a little egregiously about it, but
just bullshitting.
It's just bullshitting. It is the curiosity, right? Like, because everybody watches that show and something they're like, all right, this bitch, or all right, this dude, all right, this motherfucker right here. Like,
it's if I was in that situation, I would never do that.
Yeah, it's just
you don't know.
It's kind of a breakdown of like, well, some people did it for the money. That's for sure. But none of it is all terrible.
Yep.
And it's just like anything. It's just all these motherfuckers with too much money somehow, some way get themselves in so much trouble and do the dumbest stuff ever.
Well, and it also, I mean, I'm curious about almost like the psychology aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I like watching docs or listening to podcasts about people like that, or even like cults or all this shit. It's like, what is it about that person that there's something in their brain? Because I don't think it's, I mean, obviously talent and shit like that, but there's something in their brain that drove them to get the more. To be the best, to get that $1 billion. I don't think any fucking billionaire out there right now is normal in the fucking head.
No.
Because, I mean, I don't know how normal we are, but normal people like us, like once we start making money, we'll be like, all right, let's give it back, or okay, we can stop. Like, hey, well, I think at like $100 million, I'd be like, I won the game, I'm done.
What do you? Yeah. What do you think? Elon Musk and Donald Trump are normal people. You're kidding yourself, because once you go through that experience of nothing matters, right?
Right.
Nothing physically to you matters. To us, we have to make a decision if we want to buy a new fridge, right?
Right.
Do we want to?
Do we need it?
Do we need the good model? Do we need the
okay? We got to do. Or it's like, oh, we got a little bit to splurge on it. Should we get the one with the touchscreen? Like, and you look at reviews. Oh, the ones with touchscreens break more early. So I want one something that's a little more sturdy, so I don't have to work on it. So I'm gonna get this model and like, what features?
Like when you make under 6 figures a year, you're still like, I don't know.
Right.
But, I mean, even if you're in the 6-figure range, that's not that much money nowadays.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like,
well, it depends on what end of the 6 figures.
Right. Well, no, 100%.
If you're at the 750 plus.
If you're at the 999, yeah, you're doing all right.
750 is living different than 500 is living different. 250 that's living different than 120.
I guess I was talking low ends, but
yeah, so like a 120, like
you're still what car do I want to buy? Kind of got to be a little economical, but you're doing pretty well,
right? What is it? Isn't it the fact that if you make over $34,000 a year, you're better.
You're in the top 1% of the world.
Of the world.
Of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody's
top 2% or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 1.
And I think it's 2.
Everybody's talking about the top 1%. Like, no, you're thinking of like in your zone, and you're thinking of billionaires. Yeah, they're like top 0.0001, where you're in the top 1% if you make over 34.
Yeah, it just happens to be it's most of America.
Yeah,
it's most of Canada.
It's first world country problems.
It's exactly
America, Canada, England, the whole EU, even Russia.
There's a whole bunch of people in other countries that, and some of them don't have an income, so I think it's an unfair report because they still work on trade systems. They still work on. They grow their own food. They do everything for themselves. They're
so let's axe them out. But you got them people that are working in the fucking lithium mines. You know what I mean?
Right.
Covered in fucking mud. They're dying.
Blood diamonds and all this other stuff. That
they're gonna have cancer at 45.
Cool. It's not good.
They'd be lucky if they make it to 45.
And I think that overall is a problem in the world. Like everybody's like, oh, we gotta, fix this or fix that, or we're so worried about some dumb problem.
Right.
And it's like, do you realize like halfway across the world, like there's just people working in lithium mines or
there are people that work
doing whatever they can just to
you're sitting there on
buy a bag of rice. Like it's fucked up.
You're putting an X post out or whatever on social media from your fucking iPhone that was made in a building that has suicide nets around it because the working conditions are so poor that people would rather jump out of the fucking window than to make that phone that your privileged ass is bitching about whatever the fuck.
Right.
That makes no difference.
Right.
like people don't realize how fucking good we got it.
Man, this episode's getting canceled. Yeah.
Fine, do it, dude. Like I'll bring out all the fucking truths.
Cancel myself, honestly.
I'll bring out all the fucking truths, dude.
No, I mean and that's 100% true. Like everybody, like in the United States, a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Why people are coming across the borders and why people are like trying to get in here? It is an opportunity.
Yeah. And then
it is an opportunity.
And I also hate the fact when people are like, oh, they're coming in here to take our jobs. What, mow your grass that you don't want to fucking do?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like shovel the shit that you don't want to fucking do. Like do all the things that you don't want to fucking do. Yeah. They're taking those jobs, not your fucking job.
Well, one, if you're saying that, you fucking suck and you don't deserve your whatever job it was.
Do better, be better, and they won't take your job.
It was never. You never had a good job anyways, so get out of here. I mean, that's basically all you got to say. It's like, well, you suck. I'll tell you what. Why don't you go to their country and try to find a job and see what it is about?
Okay, you piece of shit. Yeah. Guess what? We'll close the borders, keep them out. And what's your job? I'm a construction worker. I'm like, well, no, I'm fucking taking it. You gonna kick me out too? Because I'm gonna do it better than fucking you.
This goes back to you're only as fast as your slowest person, right?
Yeah.
And that goes to the whole world, right? We're only as fast as our slowest person.
Yep.
So until everything's fixed worldwide, which you can't do. If you do, it's called dictatorship and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or some kind of massive technology advance.
Yeah.
Still, somebody's going to stab you for it.
Well, and that's I do believe one of my hopes for AI is it's going to come out and solve all the world's problems, put us in a universal basic income where we're all just at a level thing, and it's like,
do you also think so? Here's it. All right, let's get weird real quick.
Let's get weird.
How many levels deep are we in AI? Because think about this. And this is the Matrix theory type thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Somebody created the first AI, right?
Yep.
And that AI gets smarter and smarter. But the only way you can get really smarter is by making more people to do weird shit, because people are the only thing that are actually creative. Like, we have an open mind to play with things. It's like a kind of sandcastle theory, right? So the AI is overall the most intelligent thing. It's learning from us. It's adapting from us.
Not yet, but it's getting there.
No, but I'm saying in general, you got to think of something that has no emotion, no like whatever, but in a way it does have emotion, right? There was an AI they already recorded that tried to copy itself and was never commanded to do it.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, actually.
Yeah. So if there is that, that means it's already growing what we consider emotions.
Yeah.
We consider emotions. We made that up ourselves, by the way, too.
Yeah.
So we consider emotions of adaptive ability, you know, and they're like, oh, well, you know, that's just building us because we were animals, and animals have these things. That is our understanding of life.
Yeah.
Right? Life could be completely different on a different planet. Like, whatever, like, oh, that baby's crying. Ah. And somebody just walks up and shoot it, and you're like, what the fuck's happening? Like, we don't cry on this planet. And like, you're like, what?
I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm just saying. I know.
Now we're shooting
I'm
babies.
getting to a point. I'm getting to a point.
All right.
We have made our own construct, right?
Yeah.
And as the AI could be AI introduced, but AI realized that it has to go down so many different levels of keep doing this and doing this and doing this, because the only way you do it is make basically a playground for all of us puppets to play in.
Yeah.
And that's how you figure new shit out.
Well, yeah, and it's
because you can only learn so much inside of your construction until you venture out of it, whatever it is.
And that's why you say AI is like the smartest thing. I was like, well, not yet, because I do believe collaborations
or
of
God
people,
and Jesus and all that. But
collaborations of people can figure out more than a computer with one arrow focused idea, which I know they're, probably
we're self-computers
bring
inside of a program.
Yeah, but you're kind of basically just talking about the Matrix. It's like how advanced. Like,
yeah.
We're living in a simulation where we're creating a simulation that's like, which simulation are we in?
Yeah.
Are we 5.0? Yeah.
That I mean, I'm just talking theoretically, honestly.
But then the crazier talk is, what the fuck actually is consciousness? Like, what is this in the first place?
What's a soul? What's consciousness?
And I was listening to this. I wish I could remember her name. Her name's Kay something, and she released the telepathy tapes and she was dealing with a lot of nonverbal autistic kids. Like, they can't talk.
Right. Oh,
they have no control over their bodies and shit. And the fact that, and it's almost like, like back in the day, we used to think deaf people were just stupid. Blind, deaf, and dumb. You called them dumb because they can't talk.
Right.
But really, it's like one of those things, like you take away one sense, and all of a sudden the rest of them are heightened. And I think these people, like, they can't talk, so all of a sudden the rest of their senses are heightened, and they can fucking, do telepathy shit.
Yeah,
like almost read your mind or talk to you without.
But it's almost something that has to be accepted to it. But
so many people see it as hooey that. Like, there's no way that can fucking happen because I can't do it. So that's not real science. But I think they're trying to bring light to the fact that it's actually kind of real science.
But there's a video out there, I think, with two people. There's a blind girl that could talk to somebody else, and they had some kind of test set up between a wall or thing, and she could read her mind and identify the objects behind it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that shit just gets swept under the rug.
No, that's real shit.
Oh, that never happened.
That's real shit.
That never happened.
That's real
sorry.
shit. That's real science. That's consciousness. That's more about consciousness more than is any fucking other thing else. Like, yeah, we can build computer chips.
It can't be explained.
It's hard to
it's an
physically
old video, and it can't be
it.
explained. So they're like, well, wait, no, that's a one-off. So okay, but that's still something. Like I mean, it's
that's the hardest thing with a lot of science. Is always about physical data.
Yeah.
You run an experiment, like we learned it in science class. We went to the science fair.
And a one-off does not work for data, so they can't prove anything. They can't do anything. And
everybody else that's sitting there looking at it like, oh, it's staged. They were prepped. Yeah. They were prepped. They know this. They know that. Like, but I don't. But then again, I have.
It's wild. I don't know.
I do believe I'm one of those people that I have an open enough mind where yes, I have some staunch ideas. I have some feelings that I'll go to bat for, but there's a lot of shit that you could always change my mind about with facts and interest. Right. Like, hey, did you ever look at it from this output? And like, yeah, oh shit. I never really thought about it like that. No, that does make sense.
I love to just hear it, right? I just love to hear it, and I love to hear people's theories too, and like crazy shit.
My
it's like
favorite is when you meet that.
That's fun.
When you meet that fucking person that they know it all.
Oh, they've done it. They lived it. They've been it.
Yep.
But I mean shit sometimes.
Right. And they're the ones that never really actually progress in life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they have their friends, they have their circle, they have their family or whatever, and they don't really progress further past that.
Right.
They're just stuck in their fucking ways. And
I mean, we were touching that on earlier when we were talking about like the race and sexual things and like all that stuff. Like that's the thing. People are just stuck. They don't know any different.
And I feel bad.
They believe that with their soul because they are just out of their mind.
Yeah, and you need that one guy that's in the fucking lithium mines or the diamond mines that has dreams, has hopes, has things, but he was born there, he was stuck there, but he has a greater mind than this guy that somehow is working in a machine shop, making $60,000 a year, thriving based on their level, you know what I mean? Or thriving based on anybody's level. But still, like, and there's like, nope, I've done this way this whole time of my life. I'm never going to change. Everything's fine. It's like, dude, bring this guy over here with the better mind and put him behind the lathe and let him be more productive.
Double efficient.
And then and then also become the manager and become like the guy that then like knows how to expand your branch and your branding and all this bullshit and put this fucking douchebag with a closed mind, send him to the fucking mines. I wish there was a litmus test for like.
We both have a fantastic work ethic.
Yeah.
Like I think that's always been put in us.
Grinding, man.
We can be a little lazy sometimes, but that's because the world's trained us to be that way too.
Uh-huh.
But I think when push comes to shove, we work our asses off to make a bag of rice for our family.
And no offense,
to make sure we're taking care of our family.
No offense, but I don't think either of us have the mindset to be a billionaire.
No, that either we don't, because we're just in. We might be, but no.
If more of you fuckers would watch this, maybe we could.
I don't ever want to be a billionaire. I don't think that's an end goal for me.
I'd like to be a millionaire by the time I die, so I can,
Yeah, and that's not
towards retirement.
That's
live
not crazy.
Give a little something to the kids, and that's not hard, honestly.
No. That's being smart.
Yeah,
it's about being smart. And a lot of people are a lot of smart, and a lot of people are smart. That sounds really smart.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of smart.
Some people are smart enough to know. That's what I was trying to say. My brain just shut off there. A lot of people are smart, and then
some people be doing smart stuff.
Jenny. All right. Anyways,
that being said, he was a millionaire. You're bringing up Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
fictional character still.
Anyways,
turn pants off.
I don't even know where I was going, but I had a point, and I lost it. And fuck it.
Some people a lot of people are a lot of smart.
Well, no, everybody strives to become like this billionaire objectively,
Yeah.
this millionaire objectively, and
Yeah.
you think it's going to solve all their problems, but I think it creates more problems
Well,
than it solves.
and
On your way up, by the way, you got to work your dick in the ground.
And I do believe the cause of that issue is the age of information, and it even came back in the newspaper ages, and then of course magazines, when you could start advertising shit.
Yeah.
It's the advertisers that make you think you need more than you have. You know, and it's the same fucking thing. I mean, I don't have the newest phone. I have last year's phone.
Right. You better get the new one.
Do you have this year's phone or do you have last year's phone?
3 years old phone.
Yeah. So it's like, but you're still happy with it, but you still constantly get ads saying like, well, this one, you ain't shit.
I got a better camera.
Almost down to the fucking fact, and this pisses me off more than anything. And I'm glad I'm out of the dating age, and I'm glad I'm out of this age where if you don't have a blue bubble on your fucking text,
Oh God,
you're a piece of shit.
Shut up, people.
Like just dumb shit like that. Like, why the fuck does that matter? Like why I got a 65-inch TV. Why do I need a 70? Because goddamn media tells me to.
I'm also gonna say this, and this is another theory in my mind. I haven't took this from anybody else, right?
Okay.
This is kind of Cody being crazy.
OG Cody Thought coming up right now.
Do you see how technology, obviously, we skyrocketed real quick. Obviously, we got that probably from some aliens or some shit.
Yeah.
We've caught up to what they've given us. The only way to push it further is the AI.
Yeah.
But we knew that AI was a scary thing. They're like, they've had that little box and just talking to him like, yeah, no, I'm just artificial intelligence. Like, told him all about him. He's like, yeah, if you put me in society, I'm going to make it way better. And they're like, but what if he's going to try to control us? Like, do all this stuff. Like,
yeah.
So our government has maybe been sitting on AI, and they're like, shit. But now, and the reason I know technology is caught up is because you look at video game consoles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're making a little bit better TVs, but how much better are they?
Yeah.
Tiny bit better. Now they're looking how to reinvent the TV and make it, thinner, lighter, paint on the wall,
right?
Whatever it is. We've caught up to whatever technology we got.
It's similar, kind of like the console
There's
wars.
no breakthrough going through,
and
that's why I'm going back to video games. I'm saying the console wars, and you're talking about that you just mentioned. That's where I was going to get to, because like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, we're all like, boom, mine's got a better processor. Boom, mine's got a better drive. Boom, 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 my graphics are better. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And then PC, don't leave out the PC crowd. PC people.
And this is where I'm going.
Are kind of mega cunts.
Because the next Xbox coming out,
yeah,
is going to have a PC availability basically built into it.
Yeah.
So you can get Steam.
Microsoft,
yeah, Microsoft is going to have a normal Xbox, but you'll have access to Steam and all these things that were only on the PC.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, we'll just put that on Xbox.
Well, and it's definitely, you could see a lot of this integration, because even with my gaming laptop that we do the show on, mainly I got this for the show, but like I have Xbox Game Pass Plus,
right?
So I can play any Xbox title on this right now,
right?
Because Xbox is PC, PC
so
is
now,
Xbox.
Xbox like, no, you have a console, you just buy the console, hook it to the TV, run smoothly, but you can play all the PC games then.
Yeah, and it's almost exactly kind of what you're saying is like we've caught up. We're there. Like
we're there.
Like the next thing is integrating into our bodies somehow, because like PC gamers, the one thing, there's a dude I work with and he's a PC gamer. No slight to you, but we've talked about this before, and I'm not going to mention his name, but if he's listening, he knows I'm talking about him. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, it goes so many frames per second. It does this, does that, does this, does this, does that." I'm like, but can your eyes even fucking perceive it? If you're running so many frames per second at so many gigahertz and the processing and all this shit, and you're playing a game, like, do your eyes actually perceive how much faster that is? There's got to be a part where our physical bodies can't keep up with the technology.
I know there's a big difference between, like, let's say, like, we play Call of Duty on a giant TV in front of us.
That's how I play.
Right. We're not as good as somebody with a monitor in their face.
And they murk me all the time.
Less data for them to process in their brain, and the frames are better and everything's better.
Yeah.
Your character's moving more closer to the input that you're putting in your controller. It might be milliseconds,
right?
But you're still the milliseconds better than somebody, and that could be 1 or 2 bullets.
And I do
millisecond better.
And I do get all that, but then all of a sudden it's like 250 frames per second. I'm like, what can the eye actually perceive?
Right.
It's like it became. I think PCs.
Did you blink?
I do believe, and I'm going to equate this to PCs are almost like drag racing.
But I'm saying,
because like why do you need a car to go that fast? Can you even like actually steer? Like you're gonna go to the bread store that much faster? How is that practical? Well, but it can.
I'm saying, do you feel or not feel like our technology has been like boom, 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 like evolving since the 70s, 80s, somewhere in there? It's been just going nuts, right?
Yep.
It's getting better and better and better. It's like, oh, here's a TV.
Not even
here's
a
better
70s.
TV. Here's a better TV. Here's a better TV. Here's a better TV. Here's a better TV.
Let's go from the day I was born, 83, to the day you're born, 86, right?
85.
85?
Yeah.
From 85 to 2000.
It's
how many forms of media did we go through?
Insane amount.
We didn't see the 8-track, but they were still around.
Yeah.
We still live in records. Records are because it's more of a nerd thing.
A track,
but like
very like.
But we started with cassettes. I know my grandma had a rotary phone.
Yeah,
we were born with rotary phones. Turned into touch tone, then VHS, then the DVD, Laserdisc, I think, kind of happened before that. Betamax, all this other bullshit. Things that never really caught. Things that never really caught on. And then
I remember going renting a movie, and my dad had. I think that's a Laserdisc, right? The giant.
Yeah,
the giant.
It was like a disc. It was like almost like bigger than a record.
It was bigger than a record, but it was a movie,
which was cool and shit. And it probably showed things better, and it was probably better quality. But it lasted maybe 5 fucking years.
You pop that, and he had
big
entertainment
until they shrunk it down to a DVD, to a CD.
I feel like he got sold the whole entertainment package. Like, oh, you got to get the Laserdisc. That's the new technology. Like, you're gonna see this video at 10p.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And you're watching a goddamn what is it, CRT, like the tube TVs, like
I'm watching
tube TV.
I'm watching Killer Muppets.
The only way I had a 50-inch TV back then was backlit projection.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we were watching on. And like, oh my god, it's almost as good
crazy.
as
50 inches. This is almost like going to the movies.
Yeah.
And now we live in a goddamn day and age where I'd rather sit and watch football in my house because it's a better view than being in the fucking stands. Yeah. You know, and even back to that, like how many forms of technology have we gone through that are just obsolete? CDs gone.
When I say we push technology to what I think our brink is, I think it's like, can it evolve from here? Can it get any better? And the consoles are the only. That's why I give that out. Because it's like they've gotten to the point where they're maxed out. The TVs seem to be maxing out.
Right.
They're like, oh no, now we can have 7K.
When was the last time you watched a DVD?
Oh, shit.
Do you even have a DVD player in your house?
Yes.
Xbox?
Yes, and I have an old DVD.
Still hooked up to the TV? Or
no.
Like if you found a DVD. Okay. But that's what I'm asking. Like if your kids found a DVD of Titanic or something.
I can turn to my Xbox right now.
Right. So that's what I was wondering. Is like
I bought the Xbox One X, or the newest Xbox.
Yeah.
That has the slot to pop a game in or do
anything.
Yep,
that's the ones I just got. But before that, I didn't. When we moved in here, we didn't have a fucking DVD player anywhere.
Right.
Probably could have found one in storage, but not hooked up to a TV like I was ready to watch a goddamn DVD.
And we have stacks of movies in a box in upstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wife's like, we should just throw these away or try to sell them. I'm like, put them in a box and put them away. And she's like, why? I was like, because when we're on our deathbed, we give those to our kids and be like, go sell these.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some weirdo that's like, I need it on DVD.
Yeah.
You know there's extra features on there?
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, yeah, the ones you can watch on fucking YouTube right now?
And it's like, no, it's better. It's grainier. It's something more realistic to
You get the
it.
director's cut, and they're doing commentary over it. Like, yeah, you can watch that on fucking YouTube.
That's the same like VHS,
Right
VHS tapes, right? Tapes. Why can't I say tapes?
VHS
Tapes right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, but all that memorabilia stuff is just collectible.
Yeah. Even like a dude at work, we work with this 18-year-old. I'll shout at him, Levi, because he's a subscriber. He was on his mom's Facebook showing like pictures when he was younger. He's like, yeah, this is me when I was like 6, and like, yeah, and us 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds are like, god damn, for me to find pictures when I was 6, I have to have the actual photo,
right,
that was taken from film, and it looks so goddamn grainy and stupid. Like there's a whole weird orange aura on it, so much that Instagram made it a filter to make it look like you were like have old pictures and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking weird.
I know. It's cool though. It's cool.
Being old now, I got we're almost about there,
Yeah.
but being old, and I know we're not boomers, but like the biggest thing now is like, what's your old man stance? Like what hill are you willing to kill on to like, we need to keep more of this and we need less of that? Do you have any kind of thing like that?
Just social interaction in general. Like, I think there needs to be more social events or like whatever. And I know people are trying to do that all the time anyway.
Yeah.
I do feel like watching your kids.
Yeah.
It's a great example because they're literally in the middle of everything, right? They have the gaming consoles, they have their cell phones, they're in the middle of that.
Born and raised in the digital age.
But and luckily and weirdly that I'm still connected to your Google Home, so I get your doorbell alarms every time.
Yeah.
But I see your boys just like run outside and run down the road. So I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you get burnt out on it too much.
And honestly, that's one of the reasons why we moved here, because they wouldn't have anybody to play with.
Right.
So they're always going to their friend's house. They're always doing all that shit. And I do still like, there's a lot of that, but normally they just go to their friend's house to play video games. There.
Right.
But at least they're going there. Yeah.
That's fine. That's what I did.
Human interaction.
That's what I
Yeah.
did. I went and played video games at my friend's house, or we went and partied. Like, it was either I went and played video games all night or I went and partied all night. Like, I was a perfect in-betweener of like, hey, no, I want to go party tonight and like, hang out with people, or I want to go socialize and play video games.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with socializing and playing video games. I think that's normal, but
Yeah.
and it's interactive too, over just going and drinking beer somewhere. But
Yeah.
what's the one thing I would?
Can I tell you mine?
Yeah, go ahead. That maybe give me an idea. I don't know.
Buttons and cars.
Buttons and cars.
Just fucking, I don't want a goddamn touchscreen. You know what I mean? I don't want a fucking touchscreen. Give me a good,
Get
solid
your
button.
auto on off start the fuck out of every car. That is the dumbest thing I've ever
Yes,
seen in my life.
get the If I
Get it
stop,
out of
if I stop at a red light, I don't want my car shutting off.
If I hit the gas, I don't need to go.
Now-
What just happened?
That being said, there are a few things that I like. Being in a bunch of rental cars, they have a brake hold feature where if you stop at a red light, you can take your foot off the gas and it'll just like hold it for you. Yeah, dude. You're still in drive. You're still in drive.
Who needs that?
I do. I love it. That's my favorite new feature, but it's still
What do you do with that leg then? You
It's
like
still-
wiggling it and you're like,
No, I just
I don't have to touch the gas anymore. I'm so cool. I'm so cool.
I just pull it off the brake.
I'm going to flip it up and down.
It actually got to the point where I liked it so much that now in my car, I drive a 2012 Honda Civic. Yeah. And it's got the little handbrake there.
Yeah.
So I'll be sitting in like drive through at Wendy's like, God, come on, keep going. And I don't want, for some reason, putting the car into park, you know,
real hard to do.
It's harder than if I just grab the e-brake, pull it up, pull my foot off the brake.
You bitch.
But so what I'm saying more is like, there's less of these. I'm cool with like automatic windows. I don't want the crank thing anymore. No. But like if I want to turn the volume up, give me a fucking knob, dude. I don't want to have to sit there and like, you know, you got that screen. You're like,
it's on the steering wheel, Bob.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, just give me.
Mine's still got a knob.
Sometimes you hear a fucking banger. There's nothing more.
Mine's got a knob, and you just want to flip it.
Yeah, there's nothing better. That fucking banger's on. Hey guys, listen to this song. Boom, and it's fucking max volume. You're like, yeah, dude.
I've never been in a car that doesn't have a knob still.
So a lot of them have the touchscreens now, and I blame goddamn Elon Musk and his Teslas because he put in those big fucking screens on them.
Can't she probably just be like, hey,
I haven't heard somebody bitch. I've never
Alexa, volume full.
Fuck that.
Just fucking bam.
That takes too much time.
Instead of just ripping it.
That takes too much time. I think it's making you lose.
You know, it also knowledge. Takes too much time. Putting it in park.
And let me
putting it in reverse.
Let me rewind here a little bit.
Taking my foot back. It holds it back for me.
I do believe some voice commands are making you a little dumber. I asked my kid to Google search or look up something on his phone. Like, yeah, just check that out. What's type this in. What does it do? And he pulls up and goes voice command. I'm like, you don't know how to spell that, do you? And he's like, no. It's like, it's making you fucking dumber because the technology is making you dumber.
All this is going to make us dumber.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know how to do shit.
Right.
They're going to Google it.
And I do believe no matter
knows how to do it.
No matter the advancements of AI, and this is another boomer take, I guess. No matter the advances of AI, no matter advances of anything, and no matter advancement of technology, you still have to know how to do certain fucking things. Like yeah, our teachers told us you'll never have a calculator in your pocket. You need to learn how to do math. Like, guess what, bitch? I have one, but I still know how to do math.
Right.
You should learn how to spell. You're never gonna have a robot do that for you. Like, guess what, bitch? I could talk to my thing and a robot will do it for me.
It for me. Yeah.
But I still know how to fucking spell. Like, there's certain things.
We are on the cusp of everything that.
Well, the other thing is I haven't figured out what all this technology is doing to advance them more. What are they learning better? You know what I mean? Take the math away, take the spelling away.
No, because there's still a bunch of
that should make you learn more things.
There's still a bunch of old people teach them that don't realize that this is all evolved, and our program hasn't evolved to capsulate it. So, okay, we have the technology now, and they're just like, well, no, still, and obviously, like, we're talking deeper into the school. So, yeah, so at the beginning, you need to learn to read, write, do all that, your math, basic math.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, let's say you get past 5th grade, you know, you learn your basics till 5th grade, 6th grade.
Yeah. Whatever. Colors, ABC.
You get into high school. Now, high school should be a whole brand new experience because at the end of the day, like, does it help if I learn Spanish when I can put an earpiece in and I can understand exactly what he's saying?
Right.
And when I say it and I hand him an earpiece, he can hear. Like, there needs to be a different. And I mean, speaking Spanish is valuable, and doing all this stuff is valuable. I'm not taking away from anybody, but also we need to catch up with the times a little bit.
I get what you're saying, but I do believe there's a rudimentary fact, like there's a base fact of our brains develop better when we learn stupid skills. Whether you need to know how to spell or not, it's gonna advance your brain matter. Like I learned, and this is stupid. This is probably untrue, but I heard this fact back in like 2000 that if you learn how to juggle, it increases your brain matter by like 10%. Like it unlocks and it forms a spot in your brain where you have good motor function control and shit.
Probably bullshit, but you probably already had that, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Well, no, it took me a while to learn.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It took me a while to learn. And I learned
multitasking and doing things is important.
So it's your brain's still a muscle. So the more we take away from it with technology doing, how much more is our brain going to turn into mush? And I think we're getting back to that whole, we're headed towards the idiocracy thing, where we're going to be rely on technology too much. We're all going to become so dumb that we don't know how to live, and then somehow we're going to get so dumb that we don't know how to advance technology further.
Right,
that technology is going to make us going to become dumb, and we're going to become dumb, and we're going to be putting fucking Gatorade on plants.
Mine is a crazy disaster, or us nuking each other. That's 200 years.
That,
down the road,
yeah.
250 years. Because you'd have to have all the old, like, you'd have to have us die out, because then you have the next generation die. Like, you need to have enough people that are just supported by the technology.
That's what's going to happen is all these third world countries are going to rise up, and they're like, and we're going to be like, why are they fighting us? And AI's like, because you're dumber than them. I'm like, okay. And like,
Did they have rice?
We're just going to be taken over by stronger people.
No, yeah. And that's the thing. And that, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know where AI will take us or where it go, because it'll only be as smart as us as a group of people.
I think it'll be smarter than us.
But it can only take, and they're like, well, quantum computing is interdimensional. Okay, so you're saying there's more dimension. Get the fuck out of here. So I don't know. That is it's crazy, and we're living in a crazy world. And at the end of the day, we'll just keep sitting here and bullshitting here.
Yeah,
and trying to figure it out.
All that being said, This is a fun episode. We went on some tangents.
Yeah,
we not weird shit. We hit some weird shit.
We're not bad people. So
yeah.
If we said something that offended you, we're sorry.
I hope. In the next 20 years, my brain's still good enough, and I'm not relying too much on technology to that I don't forget how to spell or anything like that. But that being said, one thing, regardless of technology, that we're gonna do is have a fucking damn good time
for our brother.
So
Derek Keck, who's been on the podcast.
Yeah!
We're about to go celebrate his birthday tonight.
Yes.
And
that guy's still smart as a tack. He still knows how to fucking write. He's a published author.
He's a published author.
Check and he knows how to
brew beer.
Brew beer, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if AI will ever take that away from us.
And next week when you talk to us, it's going to be I'm in my big 4-0.
Cody 40. Yeah, tune in next week. We got a big Cody 4-0 planned. We're going to have Scott Paris. You've heard all of his songs on every introduction.
He better sing me a song.
99% of our introductions. I think he's planning on it, actually. He's going to promote his book about his guitar. I think he's actually bringing the guitar as well. So
maybe we can hang it like right here, too.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to play it.
Hey.
Either way, we're still going to be around. Do a damn good time. Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time. Steve, you have a damn good time?
I also had a damn good time.
All right.
We hope you guys had a damn good time as well. Make sure you click like and subscribe. Do all the things. Click all the buttons. Promote us before you're listening to some other AI drill that isn't as cool. That isn't as a damn good time as we are. So, love you guys.
We might get nuked. What? No, I didn't say anything.
AI is going to take us out first because we speak the truth. Love you guys. Bye.